City were back in action yesterday at the Etihad. The treble winners beating Newcastle 1-0, and it was sweet. It was really, really, really sweet. I enjoyed that game immensely. Not every great game has to be a 10-0 battering or whatever. I mean, that would be nice, actually, to be fair. But some games can just be satisfying and immensely gratifying at the same time by just being a 1-0 win. And that's what that was yesterday. Absolutely loads of talking points. I couldn't cover them all possibly in this video. It's not possible. But what I'm trying to do is pick up 5 things that I felt were particularly pertinent during this game, as always. You guys know the score by now. You know the score. So if you want to help support the channel, please do a couple of things. Please do go and retweet my post of this on my Twitter, and of course give this video a like as well. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. It is massively appreciated, you superstars. Thank you. Help support the channel. Nearly 68,000. If you can get there, that'd be great. Just keep liking, keep subscribing, keep supporting the videos, and I'll love you forever. Not that I didn't already, but you know, just love you a little bit more. Yeah, I'll go for it. So we said, hit the like buttons. Exactly, it's not complicated. But I've been buzzing all day, man. I've been thinking about City all day, and actually, I've just realised it's something I wanted to talk about in the 5 things later, which I didn't mention. But that midfield three together, Rodri, Kovacic, Foden, just delightful. That's a quick, extra bonus point there. Those 3 together, just wonderful, wonderful. But I'll jump to the first point I wanted to talk about anyway. The first point. Phil Foden is that guy. He absolutely is that guy. This was a moment of brilliance for Phil Foden yesterday. Look, in the absence of Kevin De Bruyne, and given all the news around City's depth at the moment, and given the fact that everyone's talking about Foden finally stepping up potentially, we needed something special from him. We absolutely needed it. Phil Foden has been at Manchester City for years now. He's been involved in the team forever. And at 23 years old, he's already a Champions League winner, a 5 times Premier League winner. Don't know how many other trophies he's got as well. He's got an awful lot of trophies, basically. He's got experience beyond his years. This is a man who's been playing for several seasons now. I mean, I'm going to double check just how many seasons he's been playing. But either way, this guy made his debut. How many years ago now was it? 6 years ago. He made his debut 6 years ago for Manchester City Football Club back in 2017. And he's only 23 years old. So that says it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is his 7th season of professional football. It's remarkable how much experience he's got already. 220 games for the club at 23 years old. But I think it's fair to say people have been waiting for him to really just sort of become the main guy for a while. As they say, to take the keys, you know, to get the keys and be the main man. And I think this is about to happen. This was his best ever performance, in my personal opinion, as a midfielder. As a central midfielder for Manchester City, this was like him rolling back the years, back for the under-18s when he was a star boy, you know. This was him through the middle, given that creative freedom. This was him playing as a pure number 10. This was a throwback to an era that seems bygone these days. There was a double pivot behind him in Kovacic and Rodri, and Gvardiol just let this man get close to Haaland, drift into space, and do whatever he needed to do, and it was delightful, man. And I know he was nominally situated when we were defending on the right hand side, but this was a free roll, do not get me wrong. This was a classic number 10 for Phil Foden, and he absolutely stepped up. Absolutely stepped up. 7 created chances in 1 game. It's the most he's ever created in his career in 1 game. Stupidly good. Against a very strong, incredibly physical Newcastle side as well. Like, the defence, obviously excellent. They don't concede many goals at all. But then you look at the midfield of Joe Linton, Sandro Tonali, Bruno G. It's an unbelievable side. It's an unbelievable side. An incredible Newcastle midfield. And Foden, he had him there, man. He had him right there in the palm of his hand. There's something just remarkable about watching Phil Foden in full flow. He's just such a majestic footballer. He's the kind of footballer that, once again, you want to pay to watch. He's got that kind of impudent kid in the playground feel to him, jumpers from goalposts. Like, football is the only thing that matters to him in the world. And when you watch him play football, you're taken back to an era when you were a kid and you cared about nothing else. And this guy's 23. It's so refreshing to watch that love of football in a player. So obvious. But more than that as well, it's so refreshing to watch a young player become a man. And what I mean by that is Phil Foden last night, he stepped up absolutely. He stepped up not just in a footballing sense, but he stepped up as the leader as well. There was a wonderful cut shot from whoever was in the gallery over at Sky or wherever, when they cut to Phil Foden with about 10 minutes left, and he was getting his teammates going. He was shouting, "Cover, be over 8." I swear he said cover. He was shouting at his teammates, telling them where to go, telling them what to be, encouraging him just to hang on for us another 5 minutes. That, to me, was leadership. That, to me, was growth. That, to me, was a man who'd left everything out on the pitch and wanted it to matter. That is the next step for Phil Foden. And it just could be, and I hate to say it, but KDB's injured right now and Gundogan leaving, it could be that finally we're about to see the birth of the genuine superstar that we know is there. Phil Foden has always been an excellent player, but I think he's a one-off generational footballer. The kind that could be in the conversation as the best player in the world if he finds his peak form. We're talking about an Andre Iniesta level talent here. And I swear it was probably around a similar age that Iniesta was starting to show his potential as well, other than his natural ability. Who knows, man? The sky is the limit for Phil Foden, and I cannot wait to see how he develops. I think this season could be phenomenal, especially given the Croatian excellence around him. This was initially just going to be a Kovacic point. But I wanted to put Croatian excellence because I feel like I need to put Gvardiol on the table as well and give him a little bit of love, because Gvardiol, wonderful yesterday. Gvardiol, 21 years old and that good already. Just stupid, man. Stupid. 21 years old and Gvardiol looking like he's been there forever. Imagine a young Ruben Diaz at 21, as good as he is already, with the range of passing of Laporte. It's just remarkable. And he's still bedding in. He looks like he's played for this City side for years. Gvardiol is going to be immense. But this point really has just been hijacked because I wanted to talk about the man on the screen next to me right now. Mateo Kovacic. What a footballer. What a footballer. Some people are just born to play for a club. And because Kovacic, he's a Guardiola footballer in every single sense of the word. This man is remarkably good. Absolutely remarkably good. He combines that Croatian steeliness with an elegance, and a control and an understanding of positional awareness and excellence. He's just a phenomenal footballer, and you can tell that this guy is going to play basically every single game. You see a player every now and then and you go, Pep's going to love him. He's going to be a favourite. And this is what I see with Mateo Kovacic. This is a guy who's going to be playing 50, 60 games this season because, like Gundogan, he's got that wonderful maturity, wonderful understanding of the game around him. And him alongside Rodri, you just can't get the ball of him. That midfield diamond, those three, Rodri, Kovacic, double pivot, power, strength, skill, confidence, bravado, technical ability. And then ahead of them, the most possibly gifted young attacking midfielder in the Premier League. It's just remarkable stuff. It felt like I was watching Xavi, Busquets and Iniesta roll it back. Absolutely wonderful stuff. And Guardiola, man, like, he understands a player, and Kovacic is a footballer and a half. There was times when he was drifting past people like Bernardo Silva, and there was times when he was just turning in different directions with his technical ability like Gundogan, but then a little bit more aggressive as well like a Fernandinho. What a hybrid, what a player. Is he going to score loads of goals? Maybe not, but is he a cracking footballer, and is he more assertive going forward than I realised? Yeah, it was his pass that broke the lines and played through Foden, and then Foden of course found Alvarez, and 1-0 the goal that mattered. This man is wonderful. Gvardiol, Kovacic, Croatian excellence. Akanji deserves some respect. Akanji is often a boo boy online, and I don't get it at all. I think there's a tendency from football fans to try and find something to moan about. It's almost like if things are so good, we sort of have an imposter syndrome in our head. Like, we can't just be happy. We have to find the one thing or two things that just sort of bug us and lean into them. There has to be a meme. There has to be something that we moan about. But Akanji doesn't deserve to be that. I saw a little trend online, people moaning about Akanji after the first couple of games of the season because he wasn't excellent in a new role that he was yet to play. It's stupid, man. This guy is a treble winner. This guy is absolutely monstrous in Manchester City. Time and time again, he plays new roles he's never played before. Left back, right back, inverted full back, now defensive midfielder, left centre back, left back. He's asked to do so many different roles while still learning how to be a Manchester City player in a different system. And he's come from Dortmund for £14 million. He's an insane signing. He's like the complete utility player, an experienced, intelligent, versatile footballer who's hardworking, doesn't moan, and came in for a bargain price. We need to just put so much respect on this man's name, because Akanji is a phenomenal talent. That City got him for this price, given everything. Look at the market. Look what Chelsea are spending. Look what United are spending. The Butcher for £50 million. Tiny, insecure centre-back, and you get Akanji there, twice the player for £14 million. Ridiculous, man. He deserves some respect. And Akanji, look, I will not see any slander go his way. Guys, please do hit the like button. 120 people, 30 likes? Come on, you can do better than that. A like for Akanji, and a like for Manchester City for the performance yesterday. But having said that, there is still a gaping problem. If you look at the bench yesterday for Manchester City, look, Ortega Moreno, Calvin Phillips, Nathan Ake, Sergio Gomez, Maximo Peroni, Oscar Bob, Cole Palmer, Rico Lewis, McAtee. Is there talent on that bench? Absolutely. There is talent on that bench. Is there experience on that bench for Manchester City? There's not a lot of it, man. There really isn't. Is it the options of a treble-winning side? No. Now, what are we missing from that? Laporte is going today. Cancelo is going, so you can't include them anymore. So basically, it's just De Bruyne who's out for 5 months now, 4 to 5 months. Bernardo and Stones. So it's just Bernardo and Stones, man. That's it. Currently available. It's just those two. So that doesn't change that bench dramatically, does it? We do need some depth. Every single season around October, it feels like we have about 13, 14 players for a few games. It'll be like 10 at this rate. And I know there's players there. Ortega's a great goalkeeper, a Bayern-courted goalkeeper. Calvin Phillips should be a good midfielder. Whatever reason, Guardiola just doesn't trust him. Like, I know maybe I'm getting ahead of myself there, but we can read between the lines. Come on. I want to see Calvin get a chance, but it feels like Pep doesn't love this guy. And if he's right or wrong, the fact is, this is the situation. So you've got Ake there, excellent. But after that, look, Gomez is a decent, okay squad player for a Carabao Cup game. Is he going to come on against Newcastle? No. Peroni's got next to zero experience. I'm sure he's a very good young player, but obviously Guardiola doesn't trust him yet. Oscar Bob, next to zero experience. Once again, a very talented young player, but he's a young player. Cole Palmer, of course, I really like him. I'm sure Guardiola will consider him, but he's still a young player. Rico Lewis, the same. Rico, of course, a very much valued part of the first team squad, so he's definitely on the positive list. But then even James McAtee, still very young and inexperienced at Premier League level. If you take out Phillips and Ake there, like, how many Premier League games is there between them? You know, Phillips and Ake, of course, loads of Premier League experience, but the rest, you'd be struggling to get, 40, 45 combined Premier League games. A couple of them were zero. Look, the City we are a cracking side, and the players will come back. But we need some depth, man. We do, because it's not fair to lean on young players to be the ones, especially when Guardiola just won't use them. You just know he won't do. Like, the players were dead on the feet yesterday, and Guardiola, look, he had that interaction with the fan as well. A fan shouted from the sidelines, "Make some changes, Pep," or whatever. Pep said, "You should sit here then," and got frustrated with the fan. Like, I think that's funny for what it's worth. The tensions are high, and you know, Pep hears so much. Occasionally, he's going to respond, but I think Guardiola's not going to use these players unless we're playing comfortably against a Luton at home or something like that. Then they're not really options. I mean, I look at that bench. The only ones he's going to bring on as outfield players are Ake and Lewis, maybe Palmer, maybe Calvin at a stretch. He's not going to unless there's injuries. It's just. We need some more depth. Cheeky, Omar Berardi, Caldoun, Soriano, Pep, sort it out, lads. Finally, look, this is a different subject I was going to talk about, but I want to talk about Alvarez a little bit. Alvarez could be more crucial. And no, the wife's in the chat. Ruben's in the chat. 5 isn't Ruben as cute, though he is cute. My son is cute, but he's in the chat, obviously, taking over. Finally, 5, Alvarez could be key. There's a tendency for people to say that Alvarez can't do it as a midfielder, and I think there's some truth to that as it currently stands. Though, of course, Pep has spotted something there, and Pep is trying to work on something at the moment with Alvarez a little bit deeper and just a tiny bit off Erling Haaland. I think the reason Pep Guardiola loves Alvarez, especially in the absence of Kevin De Bruyne, is that there are certain players that just bring a little bit of magic to your side. There are certain players that can do the unpredictable. And I think there's a massive value in that. You know, players that can score a goal out of nowhere. A little bit of magic. De Bruyne, of course, is the epitome of that. You know, an insane passer. Like, top 1 passer. And then insane long-range shooter as well. He gets goals basically out of nowhere. He's like such a freak. Statistically. And of course, when you lose someone like that, you sort of probably need to replace that. And I honestly feel like Alvarez, there's a reason Alvarez is probably so well liked from Guardiola, because Alvarez has a little bit of magic to his game that makes him so unpredictable. That goal yesterday, I don't think anyone else on the pitch scores it. And the reason Alvarez scores it is because Alvarez has this wonderful tendency just to take shots early out of nowhere. There's an element of Sergio Aguero to it where I was looking at the XG for that goal and it was 0.11. So that basically means 1 in 10 times does that goal go in. It was a freakish goal from a player who does freakish things. Alvarez has a little bit of magic, and even though he's a little bit raw with his link-up play, but when you have that magic, and of course you have that insatiable desire and work rate that Alvarez brings, and of course a tendency to win trophies and just be a magnet to success, and a tendency to listen and learn, I think Guardiola really rates that, you know. I think he does. Like, there's the beauty to that. Alvarez could be a key player. Now, big up to the super chat from my son there, Ruben McInerney, just for the super chat saying tired. I think that's probably, oh bless. Thanks to the son there, Ruben. I don't know where he's got the money from. I think I'm paying for that super chat, if I'm being totally honest with you, for full transparency. I think that I definitely probably pay for that. But cheers to the son for the super chat. Massively appreciated. And I will celebrate his first super sticker from Ruben McInerney. Big up the son in the chat there. And he said blah blah blah. Anyway, basically they are the 5 things that I took from this game. You know, I feel so confident. I feel so confident after this game. You know, like that there is so much to build on, but we do have to give Guardiola the squad that he needs. I saw some links today to Florian Wirtz. If that comes up, it'd be wonderful. Doku and Wirtz come in. Oh, I'm in heaven, man. 2 elite level young talents. It'd be incredible. The wife just distracted me with the chat there, saying he stood up when I said his name. Hey Ruben, the son downstairs watching me on YouTube, I guess. But to summarise once again, Phil Foden is absolutely that guy, man. This was, in my opinion, his best ever central midfield performance. We needed him to step up in a massive game, and it wasn't just his quality; it was his attitude, his leadership. It was wonderful. Of course, as well, the Croatian excellence permeates through this club right now. This, of course, is going to be a Kovacic point, but I had to get Gvardiol in there too. But Kovacic yesterday, that man got me dreaming again. There's certain footballers are just so good, so technical, that they just make you happy. They make you happy to watch them. And him then knocking about the Etihad with a pair of Puma Kings on. Lovely stuff, man. Lovely stuff. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Thirdly, Akanji does deserve respect. Stop pretending he isn't anything other than a cracking footballer. He's only human. He will take a bit of time to adapt to a new role, but he's excellent. He's so good, and he walks into anyone else in the Premier League. City do need some depth. I mean, the substitute bench, yes, he says it all. Don't get me wrong, some wonderful players that I was happy to see on the pitch, but if Pep doesn't trust him and they haven't got the experience, that's all that matters. And finally, Alvarez could be key. Guys, they're the 5 things I took from this game. Of course, I've done loads of content as well. Please go check out the match reaction from yesterday if you want to. Please go check out, of course, as well, the fan view live, where I spoke to a couple of fans about what they thought of the game. Catch the watch along if you want to. And, of course, the rivals will be back tomorrow. No, actually, we'll be back on Tuesday. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll probably get some City fans on for a big old chat tomorrow. A debate of some kind. It'll be good fun. For now, though, have a wonderful Sunday evening, afternoon, whatever, lunchtime, wherever you are. Love you loads. The treble winners, we're looking pretty damn good. Give this video a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Bye-bye.